Okay, let me know if the music's too loud here. So we should be in the live stream now. Okay, so pardon me. Today we're going to be taking a look at the match 3 game and see what changes we need to make it work. So to start out, let's take a look at where it is right now as far as my version goes. Hey there, Spac, how are you? Hey there, Anthro, how are you? So if we hit play, the quit button works. I have my sound off. Yeah, let's keep that off. Go into play. I have these super simple levels here that I didn't really spend any time on. I just wanted to make sure that I had something that worked. Oh yeah, of course. Pretty sure I'm gonna, oh no. Okay, cool. And then that unlocks the next one. I didn't reach the score goal. Hey there, JJ Gibson, how are you? Okay, so maybe I can turn the volume up just a little bit. The music is there so that there's no weird, awkward pauses when I'm not talking. So let's turn that up just a little bit. Okay, back into the project here. So I didn't meet that score goal. I can go to this one. If I hit pause, I can quit. Oh, that just quits the application. That's probably not what we want. So let's fix that so it takes you to the main menu instead of completely quitting it. Let's try this again here. So that's one thing we need to do. How about I actually make a list here? So I have this little recipe for adding ads, which I know is something people have been asking for. So we'll do that today. I'm not too bad, JJ. It's snowing outside, so I'm downstairs in the basement, so I don't have to think about it for the moment. All right, so we want to make the quit button should go to main menu, not application quit. Anthropomorph, is that a gasp about snow? Yes, snow indeed. So quit button should go to main menu. Casey asked about score goals. Ads. Anthro, I know that you're having an issue with your screen not undarkening. Let's see, what else? Better booster management. I also want to have a little intro screen, which is kind of an offshoot of that booster management. What else? That's all I can think of for now. If you guys have other things, please let me know. So, back into the project here. Cool. So let's start with what? Let's start with ads. Only so many sinkers to pull from. Okay. I'll add that to the list. Weighted pieces. Okay. See, if the stream weren't ultra low latency, it would be another 15 seconds before I saw your comment. Okay, feel free to add any other things, and I'll add them to the list here. But instead of doing ads first, let's do the first one that's on here. The quit button should go to the main menu. Portals if possible. All right, cool. Portals. And I'm gonna just paraphrase this for myself. Bottom of one row becomes the top of another. So let's start with that quit button here. Let's take a look at our game window and our pause menu. And then inside here, I want to grab the quit button. So instead of doing getTree.quit, let's comment that out and let's make a reference to the level for the main screen. So we'll call this an export of type string, our main level name. And here we'll do getTree.change scene and main level name. And let's just get rid of that comment there. So now I need to find the game menu path. And if I go back in here, I'll just copy the path in there. Hey, come on now. Oh, because I copied, good lord. All right. Copy path, paste this time. All right. So save this. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. I always tell my students that because I have a tendency to get like in a groove and then I just go without even thinking about other people not necessarily being inside my brain. So let's try this now. Play, pause, quit. Oh, okay. Oh, that's because the time is still frozen. All right. So if I go to my pause menu here, getTree.paused equals false. And so then before I do that, I'm going to do getTree.paused equals false. So it was still paused. That's why nothing was animating or anything when I did that. So if we go back to our game menu, play from here. That's better. Okay. So because I like lists and it makes me feel like I've gotten something done. I forget what strike through is. It's like Alt F4 or something. I want that strike through. Keyboard shortcuts. Copy, paste, save. There it is. It's Alt-Shift-5. Cool. Danny says, hey, Mr. Taft. Glad to see you're still at it. Thanks for everything. No worries. And Anthro says, might want to also make sure that your dictionary has been fixed so that it doesn't overwrite the levels after you've already played them once. Yes. And Anthro says that they did it in Discord, but she's not sure that my master project did. It did not. So let me add that to the list here. Because there's two dictionaries we need to fix. One is for the boosters and the other is for the levels. So I'm going to add that as two separate things. So we'll do fix booster dictionary and fix level dictionary. All right, cool. So score goals. Now let's take a look at our game window here and our game manager and our goals. So setting up our goals, we have the information that we have right now that we're gathering is the texture, the number needed, the string, the number collected, and whether or not the goal is met. So I want to look at the, I'm going to add another Boolean value here. This is going to be kind of loosey-goosey, by the way, so feel free to watch and then maybe watch it back once I get like a really good solution, because I'm going to be doing some testing that I don't know for sure is going to work right away. So So that might be a little confusing if you're following along with me. So feel free to take notes, or you can follow along with your project too if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to make a Boolean value here that I'm going to make an export. And we'll call this is piece goal. So it's true if it's a piece goal, it's false if it's a score goal. And we've got our goal texture. So we need to have a separate texture for if it's a score goal. We can keep this max needed for the score goal as well. And then the goal string can just be like score or something like that. Number collected is 0, goal met is false. Okay, so we can use pretty much all of this logic. We just need to know when we're checking it, and I think we're checking it right now from the game manager. Let's look at the signals. So creating goals comes from the game manager. Game 1 comes from the game manager as well. Alright, so let's look at our game manager script here now. So when we're setting up, we're setting the score info. Okay, we're setting the dimensions, we're setting the counter info. Okay. And then we're creating the goals separately. And then we're, for all goal holder, current max needed goal texture. So this is all fine. We just have to have something for, we just have to have a texture for a score goal. So I have affinity here. I'm gonna make a really quick texture for what a score goal should look like. So let's bring up my color palette. The upper part of this is, so it's blue where I'm putting it. So I think I'm gonna go with white because it's kind of neutral. So we'll do like white and gray. So I'll do this as a rounded rectangle. Let's make this 196 by 196. Yeah, I was thinking either PTS, like diagonally, so that it fits, or maybe I could probably even spell out the word points, but either way I think would be okay. So let's make this the dark blue, or no, not dark blue. I said gray and white. So let's make this gray. Rodrigo Winchester says show. I'm not sure what you mean by that. With this, I'm going to duplicate this and let's make it, let's go 32 different. So 164, 164. No, that's too much of a difference. Let's go 186, 186. By the way, this is how my super math brain does all of my UI art. It's incredibly formulaic. So feel free to poke fun at me at your earliest convenience. All right, so let's copy that. All right, and we'll make this smaller, just so it fits with the other art that we have. And let's make this, how would it look if it's light gray instead of white? No, it looks too close to the concrete. And that's better. And then let's bring these all up a shade. Except maybe the back one. The back one can stay. And then let's bring this in. And up. I don't really think it's magic. It's just it's my incredibly structured way of trying to make assets that look okay. Okay, that's not too bad. So let's grab that and let's put it on its own document so that we can export it nicely. And this should be 196 by 196. And how big were my other textures? I think they were 64 by 64, 128 by 128. Whoa, what did I just do? Whatever I did, I didn't mean to do it. Pieces 128 by 128. So that's what I'll export this as. And I'm gonna call this score goal, and I'll put it on my desktop like I put everything else because I'm disorganized at the moment. And then let's bring that into here. And this needs to be reorganized. I'm just going to put it in my UI folder. Come on. Come on. Are you going to make me copy and paste you? You are, aren't you? So copy and then documents, GitHub, Godot match 3. I think we're in Boosters Revisited. Art, UI. No, we're not. We're in a different folder. YouTube match 3. Okay, weird. Let me go back then to my desktop and let's just try this again. Oh, there we go. Now you want to actually add it. Good Lord. All right, so this is going to be my score goal. And then for the... Oh, I should have added the text to it. Good Lord. So points can fit pretty well, I think, especially if I put it at an angle. Let's go 45. So how does that look? It's too close and it's too dark. Okay, so all right, now for the color I want. Let's go here. That's not good. Anthro suggests 50 or 55, so let's try. Is that good? I don't know if that's good or not. You can read it, even like at this. It sticks out on that background. All right, 40 or 35. Let's go with 40. That's better. What does 35 look like? I know this is riveting content. Oh no, not what I meant to do. Can I make it even bigger at 35? I think I can. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay, that's way better. So let's re-export this. We'll call it the same thing, Scorgle. Yes, I want to override it. Back into Godot. Cool. All right, so now my game manager, my goal holder. Okay, so duplicate that. We'll call this goal 2. It's fine. It's not a piece goal. The texture is going to be from art UI points. And let's say the max needed is 1000. And the goal string is going to be points. Okay. I shouldn't be doing this in the test window. I should be doing this in one of the levels because now all of the other tests are going to inherit this. So I need to remember to fix that before I go too much further. Let's save this scene. All right, so if I go in here, I should see it at least generate fine. Nope, I got an issue. Did I accidentally move my stuff around? Did I move my stuff around when I did that accident? I did. Where did all my scenes go? Oh, they went in here. That's a weird thing for me to do. Okay. Didn't I just take my scenes out? So I want to move this to come on now. I just slipped my hand, that's all. What if I duplicate it? No. Call it scenes 1. Okay, so I can move that scenes out now. Nope, nope, nope. The name has to be the same, otherwise it's not going to work. Let's just delete this folder. Taking a big risk here. Oh, that's why it can't. Okay. That's why I couldn't move it. All right. No. I gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Well, whatever. Fine. Just restart. It happens sometimes. I think I fixed it. Oh, there's no defined scene to run. Okay, there we go. Holy cow, that's off center. Why is that so off center? And my text is super big. Why is that so off center? Huh. Let's take a look at the goal scene. Oh, that's just the script for goal. The goal prefab, that's what I wanted to look at. So what happens if I load? Yeah, see, it looks fine there. Hey there, Kelly, how are you? So if it looks okay there, why does it look so janky? Oh, it's because it's centered on the, that's why. So the reason it looks so janky here is because I'm using 1,000 for the score. So I want to change this then. I wonder if I can just have it make a... Yeah, you're right, Anthro. The 1,000 was forcing it wider. I wonder if I can just make this be on a new line. So if I were to do like nope. Yeah, I could do that. I could have a separate background that I'm using. I just want to test to see if I just put it on a new line, if the problem is just as bad. Okay, so it's not as bad, but it's 100% still there. And it changes that one. So now I need it to know. Okay, so set goal values. Okay, I'll deal with this part later. I just want to get the score goal working first, and then I'll come back to this. So let's go back to my game window. Now, with my game manager, I think, is what's communicating with my goal holder. Whatever's communicating with the goal holder is what needs to be changing that. And I don't think it's still the grid, but maybe it is. It is still the grid. So the grid sends out check goal, goal type, check goals, goal type, and then check goals here. So I want to check to see if goal holder dot get child I dot, and what did I call it? I called it is piece goal. So game manager dot is piece goal. Then we're gonna do that. And if it's not a piece goal, then we're going to do something to check about the... Shisali says, he tapped at 3 a.m. now in Bali. Wow. And just going for sleep, but you're live more interesting. Well, I mean, I'm going to archive it, so you can definitely check it out later if you want to. Sleep is important. That's the teacher in me talking. Okay, so... If it's a piece goal, then we're going to check goal with goal type. Otherwise, we're going to check goal with, I shouldn't be hard coding that, but I'm going to do it that way. And did I use capital P points? Good, I didn't. So then when we actually check the goal, that's in the goal here. If goal type equals goal string, update goal. And update goal. So this should all be contained if is piece goal. I could pass in a second argument here, and that second argument I'm going to default so that we can overload this. So we'll do goal type, and we'll also do amount collected equals 1. That way in our game manager, we can send in the current points. So this should be current score, yeah. And rather than adding it to the number collected, we're just going to replace it in here. So if is piece goal, else and then this is going to pass in amount collected. Actually, it doesn't need to, since, no, it does. And then this is going to take in, but that's only for the else. Number collected equals amount collected. Okay, so let's just review the logic here. Starting with the game manager, we're going to emit a signal to create goal. For the I in all the goals, we're going to say that the current goal is the goal holder.getChild I. So we're going to grab the first goal in goal holder. We're going to emit a signal to create that goal using the goals max needed, its texture, and then its goal string. And then once we create that goal, we're going to check it. And check goals is called every time the grid tells it to check the goals. So then for I in goal holder get child count, if goal holder get child I is piece goal, then we're going to check it with just the goal type because I overrided that method. Anthro asks when I need to set the amount collected equal to 0 for the other collectibles. I can do that. The reason I did it to 1 though is now I can just replace this plus equals 1 to plus amount collected, so that way I'm not using a magic number. It's technically a little bit better. And I can get rid of this pass here. So we're just going to pass in the goal type, and then it's automatically going to add 1. Otherwise, we're going to pass in the we're going to check it with points and current score. Okay, and then we're going to pass in the current score. So let's see here. No, it's fine, Anthro. I feel like I'm moving fast. So, like I said, my students often have to tell me that I'm moving too fast and people aren't in my head. All right, so let's make sure it at least updates here. Okay, it's not updating. Why not? So let's add a breakpoint there. And let's test this. Okay, so it's getting to the breakpoint. So then let's jump over to goal. Did I tell it that it... Oh, I didn't tell it that this one was a piece goal. And then this one isn't a piece goal. Was that why? Hey there, Yoda. Okay. Huh. All right, so then let's add another breakpoint here with right there. So, okay, so it's getting there. Let's add a print statement here just to see what's going on. So let's do, because I think I know what's going on now. Hi, Yoda. Yes, yes, I know. Anthro, give me 1 second. Let me try this and then I'll answer your question. So we're going to do print, let's print Let's print, yeah, goal type, and collected. Oh, apparently I can't do. Oh, it's not goal type, it's goal string. That's what I want. Okay, so let's try that now. Did I take? I did. Okay, so it's keeping track of the points goal. Oh. Okay, so there's an issue here. I do want to have it be plus equals. No, I don't. But it's 30 points behind the actual score. That's interesting. So it is keeping track of the points. It just must not be updating the UI. So where is the UI being updated? All right, so Anthro asked, it's an interesting problem you've got. What if you've got both pieces and points? Can you check mark 2 of them? You could, but in this case I have points and pieces. So I've got, like, you have to get 6 blue and you have to get 1,000 points. Wait, so goal prefab, there we go. Update goal values, goal type. If goal type equals goal value, current number plus equals 1. Okay, so this needs to have an overload as well. So we'll do goal type amount increase equals 1, and then we'll do the amount increase and now I need to find out where we're calling update goal values from. So I would assume it's from goal, but it's not. Why did I do that? Why did I not call it from goal? That's weird. Did I call it from the game manager? Update goal values? That's weird. Ika Ohm says, I love this channel. Thank you very much. Alright, so I'm not calling it from grid, am I? Nope. I got update counter, but not update goal values. This has update goal. Alright, so we've got our this is what happens when you do like 60 parts in a series over a year and you get better at programming as you go. You look back at your previous self and be like, what the heck were you doing? So, okay, it's not coming from any of these timers. It's not coming from those holders. It's not coming from those timers. Pretty sure it's not coming from the grid. Game manager. Lock, slime, camera, game manager. So then it's not coming from the bottom UI. It would have to go to the goal holder, right? It would have to be a signal that's going to the goal holder. Good Lord, I feel like I'm being a total noob here today. So during setup, we start the timer, emit the signals, and create the goals. Salier says, not related to Go, but last time I tried to build your BB10 tutorial and I found on different phone it's not fit all the game there. What kind of tutorial should I search? The issue is with the screen size. When I made that tutorial, it was standard that phone screen sizes would be 16:9, but there's a lot more variability now. Some phone screens are even like 16:11. So what you'd want to do is you could set it so that your so what you want to look for is a Unity's tutorial on variable screen sizes. But the main issue is that you'd want to have some function when the game first loads that you're checking what the screen width and height are so that you can get the screen ratio. And then you want to force it to be 16:9 by either adding black bars on top and bottom or left and right, depending on what the screen dimensions are. Okay, so create goals. Goal holder. Well, where am I doing this part? So my top UI, oh, it must be in my top UI. That's where it is. Haha, okay. Found it. So what we want to send in is get child eye, goal type. So we want to also tell it, this is coming from the grid. So here's what I was looking for. It goes through all of its goal containers and it checks to see if it's an update goal value, or it checks to see what it is and then tries to update the goal values, and it wants to use a goal type. And the goal type is coming from the goal type that's being sent from grid check goal. So this is just straight up using the string. Now, so the issue is I want to make sure that the top UI can know what the current points are, or at least be able to get that information. So I think I can send a different signal from the game manager with the current score. That way the top UI doesn't always need to know what the current score is. Yes, grid is also not sending an amount. It doesn't need to, though, because I added that overload to it. So if I hit play right now, it should still work, but let's test it just to be sure. So let's actually get some blues so that it would have to check that. Yeah, see, it still works because I did the overload. It defaults to having the amount of increase be 1. I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to say it's Sipa. It says hi. Hello, how are you? So, in my game manager here, let's see. I've got my signals, got my goal stuff. So let's make another goal stuff. So let's do signal update score goal. And then when we're checking goals, if it's a points goal, we're going to send points and current score, and we're also going to emit signal update score goal current score. And then this new signal is going to be connected to the top UI. And the top UI is going to take that information, which is the current score, and it's going to, for I in goal container.getChildCount. It's okay if you're from Russia, and it's okay if you don't speak English very well. That's fine. Thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate that. So we're going to do getChild I dot update goal values. And then we're going to send in the, we might need to send in another argument to make sure that the goal prefab can delineate between the two different ones. So yeah, we need to. So in top UI, I'm not just going to send the current score. I'm also going to send the I'm going to send the string points. It seems a little bit smelly right now, so I might have to switch some things, but I just want to make sure I get it working. And then in the goal prefab, if the goal type is equal to goal value, let's do and goal type does not equal points. Else if then we want to do current number equals amount increase. If current number there's an easier way for me to do this. I just want to get it working first, and then I can polish it a bit. No worries, man. I'm glad I could help. Hopefully the closed captions aren't too bad as far as catching my voice. They seem like they can get my voice pretty well. Midwestern accent and all. Yeah, there's an easier way to do this. I just want to test if it's working. So yeah, let's try it. Let's see what I broke. Okay, update goal values in base margin container. For I in so my goal container is margin container, hbox container, hbox container. Right, it's this one. So this starts here, destroy matched, goes there, goes here, if, okay. So then it goes to, but the problem is that it's saying that there's a non-existent function, which means it's not finding the right child, I think. A strong Viking from the Middle Ages. Very nice. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna add a breakpoint here for the top UI. Actually, I'm gonna add it for the goal prefab. I'm gonna put it right here. Nope, wrong scene. Yeah, see, it didn't get there. It stopped here. So here's what I'm going to try. Let's do... This is taking way longer than I thought it would, so I'm glad I'm doing this. Let's try print here. I just want to see how many times it gets there. So it got there every single time. It got there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got there 6 times. Which means my logic is bad, my game manager. So the issue isn't that I'm sending it wrong, it's that I'm sending it to something that doesn't have what it should have. And I'm going to top UI, so when I send that signal, I'm doing getChild I for I in goal container.getChild count, and the goal container is margin hbox. So let's just have it print goal container dot getChild I. So let's just have it print the children. No worries, it's fine. Saipa says, they think I should write a bot that will put likes under my videos. Yeah, no. I'm okay with the size my channel is. I don't think I'd want it to get any bigger. Well, I mean, I do want it to get bigger, but like things would have to change. Okay, so no, okay, good lord, not this one. This one. So it's a texture rect, which is the goal prefab. But but it's doing it for both of them. So it's doing both 1429 and 1433, which I think means it's doing it for the blue one and for the point one. So then let's get rid of this breakpoint for now. So then if we go to the goal prefab, let's change this back to 1. Then I can get rid of this if statement from here since I'm duplicating code, and I can just have that if statement be this one here. JJo says, hey dude, I'm just getting started in programming, doing Bachelor in Computer Science. Congratulations. I'm currently studying basic C language this semester. How should I get started with game development? Personally, I'd suggest that you choose a game engine that you feel like you can work with. If you want to, you can just use Visual Studio. And I forget what the graphics library for it is called, but you can just use Visual Studio if you want to stick with just plain C. But pick a game engine you like and try to recreate some super old games, like Asteroids, or Tetris is a bit more complex. Something like that, though. Okay, so okay, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. I think it's Vakshalov. Says, thank you for match 3 in Unity tutorial. Couldn't make some mechanics work well for long. That's too bad. What mechanics couldn't you get to work well for very long? Okay, so update goal values, goal type, amount increase. And then let's go back to the top UI here, and let's comment this out. Nope, wrong one again. Non-existent function in base margin container. So I know what that non-existent function means. It means that the goal prefab, well, no. Oh, good lord. I need to get the child of the goal container, not the child of the, yeah. Good lord, Mr. Taft. Some days. Some days. There we go, but it's 15 points behind. So why is it 15 points behind? Does it continue? No, it's more than 15 points behind now. It's 30 points behind. Now it's 15 points behind again. So, I think that has to do with when I'm sending the signal in the game manager. I think in the game manager, I need to be setting it or sending the signal whenever I'm changing the score. So instead of sending it here, I think I should send it here. Where we're updating the scores. Deadlock was the most difficult. Yes, deadlock is really bad. Did you get it working at all? Anthro says, huzzah. Yeah, I feel the same way. JJo says, I want to make a fully fledged indie game in the future like my friend Pedro. I have no idea about which game engine to choose. It would be great if you can please suggest. To be honest, the game engine that you should use is the one that you can understand using best. There's pros and cons for each of them. Unity is really rickety right now because they've built system upon system upon system on top of the base without changing the base. So Unity can feel really persnickety, but there's a ridiculous amount of tutorials and assets that you can use for Unity to get yourself started. Plus it runs in C#, so if you understand basic C syntax, it should be pretty easy to get going. But like I said, it's kind of rickety, especially if you want to do 2D games. They have a built-in 2D renderer now, but it's still, I don't know, it's still not great. Godot runs with Python, so the syntax is different. Or not Python, GDScript, which is it's a language that's meant to mimic Python. It has a built-in 2D renderer, but since it is essentially a non-profit organization that makes it, because they don't make a ton of money, there's not a ton of tutorials out there. They don't have a team of evangelists like Unity does. So there can be some issues with using Godot. For example, to my knowledge, mine is the only puzzle game tutorial on Godot out there. There's a few other people who are making some really great content. Nathan at GD Quest is one of them. Unreal is good. Unreal runs on C++, but you have that 5% after you make $3,000, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it can be. So, I mean, honestly, I'd suggest you just try them and see which one you like. And then whichever one you like is the one you should use. Okay, so let's try this signal here. I know it's an unsatisfying answer, but that's the answer I have for that. Ha 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 ha! It's working now. All right, so let's. Okay, cool. So the game didn't end, even though we made our 6. So now it should end. Nope, it went to 990. Okay, it's not going past 990. It does not want me to win. Current score plus equals streak value. Emit signal set score info. So why is it not getting to here now? So is it because I passed the score bar? Right. You don't have to use C++ with Unreal, though. It has a visual language that it was built using from the ground up. It was made to use that visual language called Blueprints. There's kind of a lot of tutorials out there for it, too. And then when you learn C++, you can transition from Blueprints to that. There are fewer differences between the languages than you think they are. Once you have one language down, you can learn another one pretty easily. So goals met, board stable. All right, so I wonder if it just even knows what the current score is. Okay, so it's fine so far. Okay, so we've met the blue goal, but the game hasn't ended yet, which is exactly what we'd expect. So it stopped at 960. And I think it stopped at 960 because there was a streak going, and it would have taken it over the 1000 that this bar is set up to take. And if I take a look down here, see, it knows what the score is. Oh, I think I know what's going on. So it's only setting that if goal value is less than max value. But then that means that the goal itself also doesn't know that it's being met. If number collected, oh, this should be greater than or equal to, that's why. Haha. I think I fixed it. Okay. Blue goal met. Yeah! I am the smartest man alive! Okay. It still didn't update that, but let's have it update that too so that we can fix that. So in not in top UI, let's get rid of this print statement here. In the goal prefab. So if current number is less than or equal to max value, let's change this. Let's say if current number, actually I got to change it back to the way I had it before. See, this is why it's weird watching me do loosey-goosey stuff. Wakes up. Thank you very much. So let's not do this if statement here with this one at all. Wait, I want that if statement. And then okay, let's test this out now. Yeah, I know. It wasn't really riveting content there for a while. But I feel better now that I've got something working that Casey wanted because he's been so patient with me. Haha, look at that. The score matches, and it didn't go until we got our score. Nice. All right, cool. So I can cross that off on the list now. Score goals. I don't even remember what it was. I think it's Alt-Shift-5. All right, cool. So ads now. So I have a recipe here for ads. So first thing you got to do is you got to set up a Google AdMob account, and I happen to have one. But you can create one for free. And then once you have this made, decide later. Yeah, here's my match 3 game. It's maybe $0. It's maybe 3 cents this month. When people think that they're gonna make a mobile game and it's gonna make them $1 billion, I mean, maybe. All right, so let's add a new app. Have you published your app? Not yet. App name is going to be Godot Match 3 Test, and it's going to be on Android. We're going to create an ad unit. We're going to create a couple. We're going to create a banner ad, and I'm just going to call this banner. And then, yeah, it is a good thing I've got some patrons. I'm very thankful for them. Okay. Pretend like you're not seeing that, because this is supposed to be private. We're going to add another ad unit. We're going to add an interstitial, and I'm going to call this interstitial. And again, pretend you can't see that. All right, cool. That's step 1. Step 2, we need to download the ad plugin. So the add plugin is here, and I'm just going to download the zip. And while that's downloading, I can proceed to step 3. This add plugin has a API for how to use it and how to set it up. So, so to show a banner ad, it's show banner. To hide a banner ad, it's hide banner. Yes, the internet saw nothing. Get banner width, get banner height, on ad mob loaded. So these are like the commands that you can send. These are known issues. Troubleshooting and references. This is not like, there's nobody providing support to this as far as I know though, so just be aware of that. Then we need to, let's go back so I can show you where to go. There's a link. I'm going to put both these links in the video description right now so everybody has them. So let me go back to my live streaming. Edit. There we go. So this one is going to be the add mob module. And then the other one is going to be the mobile template. And I thought you had to configure or you had to compile the mobile template yourself from scratch, but you don't. There's this person here has made them. They already precompiled them, so that's good. When you're in here, you need to go to releases, and the one that you want is the one that matches your version of Godot. Godot is currently in 3.2 beta, but there isn't a package for that yet. So even though I've been using 3.2 beta, currently I'm using 3.1.1, so that's the one I'm going to download. So this one comes with Godot add mob, Godot share, and Godot vibration. Okay, so now I'm going to open the Godot AdMob master. I'm going to put it on my desktop where I put everything else, because I'm a pleb. I'm going to open up my templates here. I'm going to put these on my desktop too. JJo asks, what's my most successful game until now? That would be Hero of Operations. So this is my most successful game up till now. It's a an algebra card game. I think it's $2. Yep, $2. You play your little character, boy or girl. You fight these little aliens and you like progress across the space map, and the goal is you're trying to get to a target number. It is a math game. It very much is a math game. And you get cards and you play the cards, and you're trying to get it so that in order from left to right, you get as close to the target number as you can. However close you are to the target number, you get more points that you can allocate to either attack or defense, and some cards have special effects like healing or make the opponent skip a turn, or yeah, no, it's totally math. It's a math card game. I've played a version of this game in my classroom before, which is what made me make it. I made this game 2 summers ago, and it took like the whole summer, but I'm really proud of this. I think I did a pretty good job. And then like you even like gain levels. I forgot about that. You gain levels and it tells you how much experience until your next level, and when you gain a level you can add a point to health, defense, or attack. So I need to revisit this, because this could be really good. I could make it even better than it is. But I'm proud of what it is now. I'm really proud of the art I made for this, because I made some cool art. Yes. Hero of Operations helps students understand the order of operations, variable values, and single variable equations while playing a card game to protect the solar system! Exclamation point. And like I had the enemies were in different types, so like they had different personalities as far as what their AI was. Some enemies were like all-out attackers, some were careful defenders, some were unpredictable. forgot about this game. Anyway, that's the one that's been most successful so far. So JJo, it depends on you, honestly, how much math you need for a game. The thing that math really gives you is it's a tool set. So it gives you a wider tool set of ways that you can accomplish a problem. So like if you come across an issue and you want to know like how to apply forces to something, if you have a good standing in pre-calculus and trigonometry, you can look at how to do that in a very efficient way. Whereas if you don't, you have to do it in kind of a non-efficient way. And if you're going to do anything that simulates physics, if you want to create your own physics engine, you need calculus. There's no way around it. If you want to create a physics engine, you need calculus. All right, so anyway, back to my recipe for adding ads. So download the ad plugin, download the Android template. This is to accept the AdMod plugin. It's easier to do this, compile your own. Okay, so configure these in your project. So we want to go to project settings, under Android, modules, we want to add a new module. So the module, here, I'm just going to take these that I just added, and I'm going to put them in my project. So let's grab those two and the AdMod plugin. Where is it? Godot AdMod master. So we're going to copy these. We're going to go to Documents, GitHub, Godot Match 3, and okay, this is the one that we're using. I'm just going to paste all of these in here. So this will take a second to think about what I just added. Project settings, Android, modules. And the module I want to add, I think I have to put it in a modules folder. So I'm copying the path back to project settings, and I'm pasting the path. And now I have to go to I think it's build. Where is it? Logging, rendering, display, physics, input, GUI, layer names. Export, there we go. So we're going to add an Android export. This needs to have a debug and a release. And I also need to have the jar signer and stuff. Invalid package name. Which package is invalid? So we've got, and then okay. JJo says, honestly, I love math when we study those different graphs and their behaviors, calculus stuff, different game elements and figures. And if I know how to apply math, then when I've learned programming, then it would be able to add new features. Yeah, that's incredibly true. If you're not planning on doing a ton of stuff with physics, though, trigonometry is still incredibly good for everybody to learn. The problem is, like, nobody even understands how vital trigonometry is to engineering or software. Android settings under compression, paste the module name from the GitHub. Oh, that's what I did wrong. So the module name from the GitHub. There we go. in the modules property in the Android section of your engine.cfg. So I think I just need to paste this with quotes into where I put the file path, because I shouldn't have done the file path. It's under compression, I think. Yep, Android. Okay. And then in the export settings for Android, tell Godot to use the templates we just downloaded, the release, and the debug. And my jar signer, I forget where that is. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. What next? Now in the export settings, okay, cool. Step 5, make an ad manager singleton. So we're going to create a new script. So file, new script. I'm going to call this ad manager. Yeah, it's very true. I think being featured on top has more to do with how viral you can make your game. There's a lot to having a successful mobile game beyond just programming something that's fun to play anymore, in my opinion, anyway. So we'll call this ad manager create, and then we'll add this to our auto loads. Scripts. Okay. All right, now I think the next thing is to make a variable to hold the reference to the AdMob module, and a boolean to tell if it's showing fake or real ads. So we'll call this real ads equals false, because you want to show var real ads, Mr. Chaft, because you want to show fake ads whenever you're doing debug. You don't want to show real ads, otherwise you could jeopardize your AdMob contract. Another boolean if banners on top or on bottom. Yeah, I get questions like that all the time from my kids. And once they find out that we make games in our computer programming class, at least at first, the kids always ask me if I could make Destiny by myself or if I could make GTA by myself. And I have to explain to them that a team of 200 people spend 5 years on stuff like that. 2 string values, one for the banner ad ID and one for the interstitial ad ID. So var okay. Enable ads. All right. Now I need to initialize everything in the ready function, I think is next. So in ready, check to see if the engine has an ad module. So I'm just going to copy all of this into here. So what I'm doing is checking to see if there is a singleton for AdMob, and I think it's all lowercase. Oh, and this should be lowercase I. Thank you, Google Docs, for capitalizing that. And it doesn't know my quotation marks from Google Docs, which is always fun. Oh, this is lowercase a. Does this need to be, oh, it's real ads. It should be real_ads. And then this is banner ad ID. I should have just typed this out. Banner on top, not banner top. And this should be interstitial ad ID. Phoenix asks, how do I feel about typed GDScript over dynamic? I prefer typed. I way prefer typed. It reminds me a lot of C#, which is the language I'm best with. However, I started this project before typed GDScript was a thing, so I started it with dynamic, and I don't feel like it's a good idea to switch to typed right before I finish the project. So I'm sticking with dynamic for this project, but the next Godot thing I make is going to be typed. And then Francisco asks, can you send us the link? Sure. Let's share. Shareable link. Anybody can view. Copy. Nope, not Discord. Done. Live stream. Edit. Link to my Godot ad recipe. Okay. There you go. JJo asks, how did I learn game development? Nobody was teaching programming at the school I taught at, so I thought somebody should be teaching programming, so I taught myself how to program. It's type. Phoenix Gaming says that they prefer typed as well. It's way faster. As far as like engine performance go, it's way faster. So I just want to try this really quickly to make sure that the singleton is working like I expect it to. Nope, it's not. So then, what is the singleton supposed to be called? Is it capital A, capital N? Nope. I have this as a auto load, don't I? Yeah, I do. Yeah, there is better auto completion to Phoenix Gaming. I think in order of like performance for Godot, it's fastest if you use C++, and then I think next fastest is C#, and then next fastest, almost as fast as C# is typed GDScript. And then GDScript. And then like under GDScript is their weird visual language that they have. JJo says, no one here is teaching game development. How should I begin and learn? So honestly, I'd suggest just choosing an engine that you like, find a tutorial online that you like, and learn how to build something. And then when you learn how to build something, don't look at that project in a vacuum. You want to look at the project as, instead of teaching you how to build that one specific thing, teaching you how to do things, operations to objects. So like in Unity, if you learn how to make asteroids, then you want to like make yourself almost like a recipe book where you're learning how to make things move. And then once you know how to make things move, you can apply that to your own game. Learn how to do controls and then apply that to your own thing. So like you want to look at everything not as being something in a vacuum, but as tools that you're building up a toolbox for. Spac asks, will you make and how to export for Android? Yes, that's the plan. This isn't going as smoothly as I thought it would, though. Let's take a look at the API that we have. So, okay, I think I missed a step here. Permissions on access network state and access internet. What was the other one? Internet, just internet. You're right, maybe I don't need the quotation marks, so let's check that. And I tried. I wonder if it's lowercase m. Nope. All right, so back here, I'm sure this is really boring content, but let's see. We got a few other things I need to go over. I had hoped I would get everything done in this one stream here today, but unfortunately it looks like I'm gonna have to do it in at least 2 streams. So I'm not signing off yet. I just want to say I'm probably not gonna get to everything today that I hoped I would. All right, so this is my notes. Drop admob directly inside the modules directory on the Godot source. Oh, that's for compiling. Using precompiled templates. If you don't want to, release tab and download the zip file. In your project, go to Export, Target, Android, and Options, Custom Package. That's fine. Permissions on, access, yes. Configure your game to go to the modules property on the Android section of your engine.cfg file or project.godot. It should look like this. So I'm going to actually save my project for a second, and I'm just going to make this part of the modules. So I'm going to save all scenes. I'm going to go out. JoJo asks if you have to do memory allocation in games. It depends on the engine you're using and the language you're using. If you're using a low-level language like C, yes. If you're using a higher-level language like Python, no. If you're using an intermediate language like C#, kind of. So it's good to know how to do it. So Godot match 3, win lose. I want to open this with, choose another app. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the actual project.godot file. If you've never been in here before. Okay, so we've got Android modules. I'm just gonna Godot add mob. Okay, so there. And I wonder if Godot 3.1. Thank you, I guess, JJ. So let's change this from capital M to lowercase m. That might be part of it, since it's lowercase in the call. All right, so let's change it outside of the editor then. GitHub, Godot match 3, win lose, lowercase m. Hey there. All right, so yeah, it's lowercase m modules now. Nope, still not working. Script, add manager. Let's go back to lowercase a. All right, so back in here now. Godot 3. Oh, this is all for iOS. And then the API reference. Well, thank you, JJ. Okay, well, I'm just about to move on to something else here and then maybe revisit this. I shouldn't just try things without having notes ahead in front of me. Otherwise, you guys get to see, I don't know, how clever I really am. Really not that clever. Okay, so I'm going to put the ads on hold for a second. Let's go back to my list of things. Better booster management. And this is part of the booster dictionary stuff. So let's go back into our script here and let's take a look at our we should have a booster manager script. That's part of the, that's not what I want, booster info. Okay, so this one is the auto load, I believe. Yep. So it starts with setting booster info equal to just nothing. And I've been using this to debug. What we want is we want to be able to change this based on how we do our levels. And we want to have not just the booster that's available, but also how many of them are available. So that when we use the booster, we're taking away from how many are available. So then in our game manager here, have a good night, JJ. In our game manager here, let's take a look at when we're using our booster. Does this one not have the boosters working in it? This version? So if I go back to my script, I'm gonna booster manager, and then for the booster itself, so let's do add to counter. Okay, so this isn't the version that I fixed the boosters on. I did all that work to fix the boosters. Okay. Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. I appreciate all you guys coming by. I'm gonna have to do another live stream. I'll probably try to do it on like Sunday, this coming Sunday. It'll be a little bit later in the day, and I will actually have notes for how to fix all of this stuff. So I will combine everything we did today with that. I will get the add mob working, and we'll also talk about how to export to Android. We'll also talk about how to fix the boosters and make a better level intro screen. So I'm gonna go get some lunch right now because it's about lunchtime for me. So yeah, if you guys have questions, let me know, or especially in the comments to this video, especially leave anything that you'd like me to cover in that live stream on Sunday. I know, but you probably need to sleep, JJo. Plus, I'm gonna close down the live stream in a minute here. Vyashalav says, see ya. Yes, see you as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna go get myself some lunch. Apologies on this not covering everything I wanted to. Oh, not that one. Ending soon is what I want to do. Anthro Itadakimis? Itadakimis? What is that? Phoenix says see you later. See you later, Phoenix. Itadakimis? I have no idea what that means, Anthro. Ah. Interesting. Okay. Well, everybody have a great day. And like I said, I'll be live streaming again on Sunday. And then if I need to, I'll make video versions of this. So that way it'll be a little less loosey-goosey. So I hope everybody has themselves a great day.